What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Shot, back again. Got another video. Yo, today I got something a little different. Y'all seen the title and thumbnail, so I got something in the mail. Let's see if I can cover up the address with my hand. Got something in the mail, Rippaverse. So I got a comic book. I haven't bought a comic book for myself. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever bought a comic book for myself. I got like a couple when I was a kid. And my pop asked me if I wanted some more. I said yes, and he never bought me any more. So this is the only comic book that I've ever purchased, I think. I'm pretty sure. So Rippaverse Comics, quick little unboxing. Does anybody do unboxings anymore? Probably. I think like PS5 is the last time I seen somebody do an unboxing. I already like cut it, like while I was like getting ready to make this video. I went brain dead and I like literally started I knew I wanted to make the video, but I just like took the knife and just started cutting it anyway to open it without remembering that I wanted to do the freaking unboxing video. But anyway, so I already got it like, okay. So I'll make sure y'all can see all of this. All right, so it's in like its own nice little packaging. I mean, I don't know how they orchestrated this, but. Okay, so a piece of cardboard came out. So, all right, it looks great. Like, check it out. Like, check it out. Like, so y'all can see the ring light. Can't even see it that good because of the ring. See it a little better now. So, see, that looks pretty cool. It actually looks really good. I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. It's got some good plastic too. So, I actually ordered some more stuff. All right, I think y'all can see it a little better now. All right, so I'm gonna turn the light back on, see if y'all can still see that. So I also ordered some more stuff. You still seeing the reflection, but there we go. It's like a little bit better. So you still see that, but I ordered more stuff. But I was trying to get like way more, but there was some issues with the website at the time when I was trying to order. It was hard to get some stuff, so I put in like separate orders. My second order is like, I think they said they're shipping them as they received them. The second order, I ordered like the same, no, I ordered like a couple days later or something. So I'm gonna probably get it eventually, but this is the main thing I wanted to get, okay? And it looks good, like this, here's the back. Man, he look angry, like, what's up? Like, I'm trying to make sure it's not messing up because of the lighting, but yeah, he looks angry. Y'all see how thick it is? He said it's about 100 pages. That looks like it's about 100 pages. Let me skip to the end. I'm trying not to like spoil nothing. But yeah. Oh man, check out that Yaira art. Oh, like, hold on. I'm gonna turn this light off for real. Let me see. Keep it off. Keep it off this time. Okay. The Yaira art, like, check out the Yaira art. Like, okay, so it looks good. Wait a minute, does he have a kid? Yeah, y'all see this? He got a child? I'm like, wait a minute, man. He didn't say nothing about a child. It looks actually incredible in the comic. Like, random shot from the comic. You know, I know y'all ain't gonna be able to read any of that, but like, I mean, you can see it's definitely like some fighting. Like, look, somebody's ready to box in here. So look, I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm gonna do a review for this so y'all can see what this is about. You know, I don't really do like comic stuff on this channel, but look, I'm about to do it today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna finish. I don't know when I'm gonna try to read this. Probably, what's today? Today's like Wednesday. I ain't gonna have enough time to probably read this. Cause I probably want to binge through this by Saturday. Psych! I lied. I read this whole book. I got curious. I read the whole book in like I don't know. It's been like an hour. I've read the entire thing. So, is it good? Yes, mostly. So I'm gonna talk about a couple things. I'm gonna just jump. Well, I'm gonna get some stuff out of the way, then I'll talk about the story. Okay. So first thing is good quality, great quality comic book. I went through every single page. Really good quality, like ink. The way everything is drawn and colored is pretty incredible. I don't know if folks was on cap. I guess they saw like a couple things and they weren't super impressed, but I went through it and it looks incredible. Every single page is top notch. This looks really good quality book. Even though I went through it, it looks like, I mean, you could tell I went through it. You see like the cover is kind of popping up now, but like if it's stored for a while, it's gonna look like nobody ever opened it. So very good quality stuff. And I've seen, even though I don't own a bunch of comic books, I've seen the quality. Like I go to Barnes and Noble and stuff, and I used to read stuff like all the time. I just never actually bought them. So to clarify for anybody who doesn't know, I've read some comic books, but really just don't buy comic books like that. It's pretty much the only comic book probably in my possession right now is this one. So Isom Volume 1, quick review for overall story and the characters. So is it good? Yes and no. So it's really interesting. But the only problem is the type of stuff that I'm used to. I'm always behind on stuff, so I'm gonna have a unique perspective. I'm always behind on stuff, so by the time I get to anything, I'm usually like watching like animes and stuff like that. And yes, I know this is a comic book, it's different, but usually watching animes and stuff, and how it works for me is I'm usually like a season behind or multiple seasons. So I always have like a bunch of material to go through. But Isom Volume 1, this is all we got. This is it. Right now, this is it. Now there's gonna be more, so as it expands, I'm sure it's gonna be improved and get better. But I was pretty glued to it. That's why I read it. Like first day, this is literally the first day I got it, and I read the entire thing. So I was glued to it. So when I say the yes part is the stuff I'm about to talk about, the no part is I wish that there was more, honestly. Even though it's like about somewhere close to 100 pages, I wish that there was more because a lot of stuff in the book was like set up for more stuff rather than actually giving you that stuff, if that makes sense. So you got Isom and you got his sister, Altona. You got, like, she has a child. I forget her child's name, but she has a child, which is, I'm sure is going to be a bigger part of the story as well. And you also got Yaira was in it, and Isom like pretty much fights Yaira like toward the beginning, gets bodied, gets destroyed. It's pretty hilarious actually how it happened. But I mean, he gets in a fight with her, and long story short, she wins. So apparently this is gonna be one of them type of characters who does take a decent amount of L's, and it's kind of like you never know when he's gonna take a W. He gets in multiple fights, so there's definitely some action here. So there's action here, like toward the beginning and all the way pretty much to the end, with a lot of dialogue in between, kind of trying to explain stuff and set up the story and establish some baseline lore, right? So some of the stuff has to happen, and there's only so many pages for it to happen in. So I feel like he definitely did a good job. So Eric July did a good job setting up a lot of stuff while trying to input some action into it as well. But you know, for anybody who's looked at any type of comics before or read any mangas and stuff like that, you know that action scenes can be like 2 pages and the fight's kind of over. Whereas if it's animated, they'll like extend it for like a full episode or sometimes longer, right? So that's the only thing. You get to the fight scenes, and even if it was multiple pages, you kind of just, you know, it's a couple punches and kicks and a couple throws, and it's kind of over. And then you're back to dialogue where you're stuck on a page for quite a while. Especially if you reread, like sometimes I reread stuff to make sure I understand it. So the story is basically about Isom. He gets a call from his sister Altona, and she's trying to figure out like what's happened to some girl named Jasmine. It's kind of like a family friend's daughter. So I don't know if it's her daughter or granddaughter. I can't remember. It's one of those. But they're trying to figure out what happened to her. And the story actually gets kind of dark. Like, long story short, like this is going to contain some spoilers, and I'm getting to them now, so it is what it is. Spoilers are here. I do recommend reading this book, but spoilers in here. So it looks like the daughter's she's into some street walking, you know. So she's into some bad stuff. We didn't get a whole lot of answers as to why. I'm not gonna spoil everything, but she got into some bad stuff. So Isom does uncover some of the truth. Runs into his friend Darren, and his friend Darren is really hostile for some reason. I don't really get, like, they didn't explain like what his problem is, because they said they're supposed to be homies, but now they're not homies. So we didn't quite get the backstory on that yet. I'm really curious about a lot of like, why are things this way? And I can't wait until it's expanded further. So they definitely got me curious. If I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious about what the heck's going on, why is their relationship this way? Like, pretty much dang near tries to kill him. Like Darren pretty much tries to kill Avery, like from like jump. You know, like he shows up, and as soon as Avery asks a question, he tries to at least beat him down at the very least. You know, so I guess he don't like questions. But there's kind of a lot going on in the background. There's like several different groups. There's like the Alpha Core, and there's the Alpha Core and the like a music group, like the Norfolka, I think. It's supposed to be like Africa except Norfolka. So the Alpha Core is like, they work with the cops. So I don't know if they are the cop, like a segment of the cops, because again, not a whole lot of time to explain everything. It's only so many pages in here, even though it's a big book, but they're like an extension of the cops or something. And you know, maybe it's like Nova Corps or something, except only on one planet, where I think Nova Corps in Marvel is like intergalactic or something. Anyway, so yeah, you got the Alpha Core, and they're pretty strong, but they pretty much get bodied, as far as I could tell, by Yara. Like Yara pretty much solos everybody. I don't know if she's supposed to be like the equivalent of like the Captain Marvel in this verse or something, but she's supposed to be pretty dang powerful. She freaking wrecks Avery and puts him in a damn hospital. The first couple pages of the book, I'm like, dang, all right, comic over. I guess it's done. So puts him in the hospital like immediately. It's kind of crazy. So that was interesting. There's some like funny jokes in here. Not a whole lot of humor, but there's definitely some in there, and I like it because it kind of catches you off guard. It's like kind of like really random, like just people in regular conversation. But yeah, like the story does develop, and Avery, he's not a planner. He's just kind of a doer. He just kind of just goes. I mean, like, he's like the perfect hero. No plans. He just goes in, guns a-blazing. So he causes trouble, and unfortunately, he's in a world like this is very similar. I'm gonna make a lot of comparisons to Marvel because I'm pretty familiar with Marvel stuff. This is kind of like if anybody's seen that Netflix series Luke Cage, it kind of reminds me a lot of that. Like, it's a lot of like crime. It's kind of like how the Kingpin is. If you've seen Daredevil, so Darren is kind of like almost like a kingpin of this city. Pretty interesting. He's very powerful, lots of resources. It looks like he might be connected to the cops as well. So he's got some folks on the inside as well. So he's a pretty dangerous dude. And the way that the story is evolving, it looks like Avery might have kind of bit off more than he could chew, because now it looks like his sister is going to be in danger, and the sister's daughter is going to be in danger. So he might be able to defend himself, but obviously his family can't. Like, he's an except, like a dude with special powers. As far as I know, the sister doesn't have any powers, and the sister's kid didn't have any powers either. So I don't know how they're really gonna defend themselves. And they do have excepts on their dime. Like Darren, the villain, I guess, for now, has excepts on payroll. So that could be a problem as well. Like, there's kind of a lot of stuff going on here. Really interesting story. I don't exactly know if there's supposed to be like multiple villains. It seems like there is, because Yara, I was thinking maybe she was gonna be like maybe a good guy, but she actually seems like, at least for the time being, she's kind of like just does whatever the heck she wants. Like, not necessarily a bad guy, but definitely not a good guy as far as I can tell. And the Norfolk folks at the end, they kind of revealed them toward the end, and they're supposed to be like a band or something that they know about a greater threat. We don't know what that greater threat is yet. So, I mean, that pretty much summarizes the book. Like, that's majority of what I just explained is what's in here. Really interesting. I can't wait for volume 2. I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, I'm presuming it's going to take a while. I'm, interested to see Eric kind of get his workflow going and be able to produce these faster so we can see more. Really would love to see something like this animated, You know, like, let's not get into movies and stuff like that, but I love seeing stuff animated. I prefer animated series over anything. I'm actually not a big comic book person. I've only read literally probably like maybe a little over a dozen comic books in my entire life. Like, I actually sat down and read them. Now, they were like big, they're like pretty huge. It was like Spider-Man. It was pretty much all Spider-Man. So it's like big, huge books for Spider-Man, but that was it, you know? So, like, I love watching animated stuff. If it's any type of animated series, I'd love to see something like this animated. And I'm gonna probably buy all of these because I'm really curious and I want to show some support to the homie, Eric. Definitely check out, it's Young Ripper 59. It's youtube.com/YoungRipper59. He's the one, and then he's the one who, you know, he has a YouTube channel. Also, Rippaverse.com is the website. That's where I ordered this from. I don't think you can get it right now because it's already, they're in the middle of like fulfillment right now. So I think when they're done, they're gonna open the possibility of buying more of these up. But as of right now, I don't think you can get any more. I don't know. You have to go to Rippaverse.com and check that out for sure. If you're into comics, definitely recommend it. I feel like anybody who's into comics probably already knows about this and is probably gonna already have a copy. So, but you know, for anybody who doesn't, this is interesting. So, you know, nothing super crazy with people coming from other galaxies and, you know, the whole world is gonna blow and, you know, you got 5 minutes, you know, there's nothing crazy like that, at least not yet. So we'll see how things play out, but I'm really curious. It does seem like the story is gonna grow and be, it seems like there's definitely gonna be a lot going on. I'm curious about Isom's powers. He does like freaking like body the heck out of this one except eventually, and they didn't really kind of explain like how he managed to do it. It seems like his powers like are not developed yet. He don't need some serious growth. He needs growth both upstairs and with his powers, because it seems like he just goes in guns a-blazing, and his powers are, so far, they're not consistent. At least they don't seem as such. And it may just be that they haven't explained it yet, but it seems like literally, I think he like loses, then he fights like the same guy later and he like wins, and you can kind of visualize like how he won, but they don't talk about it. So it's like, wait a minute, there's gonna definitely be theories behind like what the hell happened, you know what I mean? So I'm curious to see all of that stuff expanded. But anyway, y'all, look, those are my thoughts. I'm not really gonna get us like a score. I'm not really sure, like, I never scored a comic before, but I would definitely say worth checking out if you're into comic books for sure. A little different thing on my channel, but I felt like this is worth it. So definitely check it out if you're interested in any comic books, non-sponsored or anything. It's just something that I did for me. So check it out if you're interested. Isom Volume 1 by Young Ripper 59, real name Eric July, Rippaverse.com. So if you enjoyed this review, you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/RashadLamar. Appreciate everybody watching this. Something different today. Be back to gameplays, I don't know, real soon. Probably either also today or tomorrow. So anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all watching. Catch y'all next time. Peace.